Growing out in Youngstown is difficult. One, for many reasons, there's just big shoes to fill. I grew up in the 80s, and that was the devastation of Black Monday with the steel mill shutting down. So there's a lot of tough love in the city at that time because so many people felt like they were kicked down to the ground. The one thing about the city is we always rise against, and that's something that continues me to present day, is that attitude that no matter what goes on, no matter how hard we get put down to the floor, we're going to get back up. I don't know if it's in the water, if it's in the air, but it's just something about Youngstown people. They're just tough. Martino Motorsports was created by my father, Tom Martino. When he turned 16, he started driving automobiles, getting his license, and then decided that racing something he should pursue. So he got his daily driver and snuck it out to the track and ended up being pretty successful. But the catch-all to that was hiding trophies from his parents when he got back home to his residence. We're headquartered in Youngstown, Ohio, and we run the NHRA drag racing series, which stretches all the way from California as far south as Texas and Florida, and all the way up north as far as Maine. So it's pretty spread across the United States. With being in Youngstown and working full-time jobs, it's difficult to travel on the road since that duty falls solely on my father and I to get that car to and from the track, to work on that car throughout the week, and obviously at the end of the race day on Sunday night, travel all the way back to Youngstown so we could be at work on Monday morning at 8. So we try to keep our travel within 14 hours. We don't want any hiccups heading into the season, so we got our motor freshened up, all our equipment's freshened up, and we ended up recruiting a couple new associates to our race program, it's a great boost for us heading into the season, representing new companies and continuing to represent the companies that have been on the sides of our car for 20 plus years. So it's an honor and a privilege to do that. It's an honor and privilege to do that out of Youngstown, Ohio with the Steel Valley roots. But obviously there's something about the car culture in the Mahoning Valley that it's just unbelievable. We've toured shops that are private collections and public collections, and the cars here are just one of a kind. And especially in the racing community, there's a lot of families that race on the local level, and some compete on a national level at 1 or 2 races that we compete with, which is obviously great to team up and have the Youngstown connection when we hit the road and feel like, we're an army going into a race. No matter where you are in life, whether it's the workforce, on the racetrack, competing at 200 plus miles an hour, or if it's just day-to-day operations, it's important that you take a step back, focus on what got you there, focus on the history and rich traditions that came before you, and most importantly, know your roots, because without your roots, the tree falls over.